Both teams neck and neck as we begin the second quarter. Here's Maynard. On the court for Dallas here in the second. Marion and Dirk make up the forwards. J.J. Barea is out there with Terry and Chandler. Shots good by Durant.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Mavericks trailed by 3.
There's an invisible ball.
This man's team is
No glitch. I mean, no hack. It's just a glitch.
To winning, even though they have an aging roster, they've managed to be a premier team for the last decade. But do you think that their window is shrinking a little bit?
Well, you always have to be cognizant of that. There is a certain shelf life for players and a group of players on a particular team, and certainly the Mavs are moving in that direction. So we'll see how it plays out over the next year or two. But you have to consider the kid and Nowitzki not only have a lot of years on their resumes, but they've also got a lot of miles on their bodies too.
He's off on the first. And he can't hit the second. Clark, going back to that point about Kidd and Dirk, window closing or window closed?
I would say closing, Kevin, because they still have much to offer. Now you have to be very selective in how you massage their minutes during the course of the season, practices and games. And then you'd like to see an infusion of some young, active, energetic talent to take some of the load off of those guys sooner rather than later.
Clark, Jason Terry playing the sixth-man role for the Mavs last season, a real big part of their success.
Well, and Kevin, he seems custom-made for that role, doesn't he? I mean, he can still start in a pinch, but the instant scoring off the bench is really nice to have when you're looking to be a contending team.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, there's no doubt the Oklahoma City Thunder are a team on the rise, and folks around the league taking a bit of notice. Minnesota forward Kevin Love said they really set the bar for where teams in a rebuilding stage want to be. And Kobe Bryant said, I love what Oklahoma's doing. It's a young team. Everybody, including myself, is kind of sitting around saying, eventually they're going to fall off. And then they don't. They just keep going. Some nice accolades for these youngsters, gentlemen.
You can tell they've made a big impression. Thanks, Doris. Both teams deciding to change it up. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Haywood. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And Clark, with Terry, he seems to be relishing that role of sixth man, as you mentioned.
I would think it has to be a fun gig to have. I mean, you just come in off the bench and look for your shot. You really look to energize your team with your offense, and JT has plenty of offense. Doing a great job from the field in this quarter. Really have improved their shooting here.
Marion, right side. It's dumped off. Great finish in traffic. Here's Westbrook. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And the Thunder making a change here. Durant's checked in. Then for the Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Chandler. Butler comes in for Sean Marion. And Jason Kidd is subbed in for J.J. Barea. Here's Westbrook, right now averaging 21 points a game. Butler against Durant with the fadeaway, and that is good. Durant's got 10.
He is really having a good quarter, a strong quarter, an efficient quarter, doing a lot of positive things out there.
You hate to say it so often, but it is what it is. Another early exit in the playoffs last year for these Mavericks. They spent so much money. Another disappointment for them.
You know what? It just shows you how difficult it is to have postseason success, Kevin. It's really hard. Teams like the Lakers and Celtics have made it look easy in the past, but it's a difficult thing to do. I mean, heck, those teams are good, the Mavericks, but they run into teams that typically are able to have their numbers. They look great on paper, have a great regular season, but then in the postseason, the matchups get the best of them.
And Dallas has possession, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. A 10-footer, and it's Stevenson missing. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 10-2 run here. And there's another one for the Thunder. You were talking about Dallas in the postseason. How do you lose the label of being soft in the playoffs? And what can they do, Clark? Because you mentioned the word matchups. That's what the playoffs are, matchups. But when you're labeled soft, that's a team label.
Yeah. And sometimes I think that can be unfair.
Yeah.
I think the Mavericks have been more of a finesse team, but in recent years they have shown some physicality as well. And sometimes your physicality just doesn't match up to your opponent. That doesn't mean you're soft. That just means you may not have as much as the team you're facing.
For the Thunder, Kendrick Perkins, who's checked in for Collison, and Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for James Harden. Dallas also making some changes. Chandler comes in for Brendan Haywood, and it's Terry in for Deshaun Stevenson. Now here's Kidd, looking for his first bucket of the game, and that'll be Oklahoma City's goal as it goes out of bounds.
That was an ugly possession. They were out of sync completely, and the ball just sailed out of bounds.
So here's Westbrook, 11-point game. Durant kicks to Perkins, goes up. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Perkins got his first points in this one. Here comes Kidd. Nowitzki inside. Fires from the elbow. Good, and the assist to Kidd.
Playing much more conservatively here. I look for them to open it up a bit, to be a little more free-flowing and aggressive.
Fouled as he went up, and he'll go to the line.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
And the first one drops. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
I really like the way their offense looks here in the second. They're getting to the line more here than they did in the first quarter.
Butler. Kendrick Perkins pulls it in.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Butler hits the reach-in call. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. First one falls for. And so he hits both. Here's Kidd. 12 points for him. Here's Terry. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Here's Westbrook. That will count. Shot no good.